Hello, how are we doing today? We are going to be multiplying polynomials, and this is a sort of a basic algebra lesson that is applicable to lots of different courses. But we're going to start by just really easy multiplying a couple of two-digit numbers. So you may remember how to multiply. Go ahead and multiply 12 times 13. Super quick, no big deal. Okay, so let's check your work. If you have not finished, go ahead and pause it and finish the problem. And I'm about to show you. So check your work with the answer right here. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 1, 3. Now, since this actually means 10, not 1, we put a 0 here. So this is 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1. Then we add the columns, right? So we have 6 plus 0 is 6, 3 plus 2 is 5, and 1. So the answer is 156. Now, no big deal. Easy stuff, right? Okay, so let's change the subject real quickly. When we have a variable, let's say, I don't know, x, and we multiply by another variable, let's say x, the way we represent that is squaring it. Okay, so we represent it with x squared. This is hopefully review, no big deal. Okay, so if we had something like 4 x's and we multiplied by 7 x's, what we'd do is we'd have 4 times 7, which is 28, and then x times x, which is x squared, right? Easy. So now we're going to use this as an example to multiply this binomial, 2 terms separated by a plus here, times this binomial. So we have some variable plus 2 times some variable plus 3. Right? So what we do is we set this up just like the stuff we already know. We don't have to learn anything new. Maybe you learned FOIL, and you can do it that way too. But I think this way is easier because you can actually multiply a trinomial times a trinomial, etc., and use the same technique. So watch how we do this. Okay? We set it up like this. Now, since we're big kids now, we're not going to use this symbol meaning times, because it looks like an x. So we're just going to know that we're multiplying here, okay? And watch how I do it. Just like this. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times x is 3x. Good. Now, we put a 0 here, just like over here, okay? X times 2 is 2x. X times x, remember, is x squared. Okay, now we're going to add the columns, add these columns, right? 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 x's plus 2 x's is 5 x's. By the way, this is a positive 6, so we're going to go ahead and put a plus. This is a positive 5x, so we're going to go ahead and put a plus. And x squared, nothing to add to it, so we're just going to put x squared. So this, my friends, is the answer. X squared plus 5x plus 6. You see that it's very similar to this problem. Easy, no big deal. Now the only different thing that you have to remember about multiplying binomials compared to this is it's actually easier in that you don't carry. Now this one we didn't carry, but remember you have to carry things over here sometimes. There's no carrying with this type of problem. So let me show you another example here. Okay. So if we had something that looked like, you know what, I'm gonna change variables here. I want to change variables. Dooba-dooba-doo. Okay, let's go with, I don't know, y. Okay. Y plus 7 times y minus 5. Okay. So again, we set it up just like this. Okay. Either one can be on top, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to scroll down a bit. Now watch how we don't carry. Negative 5, notice this is a minus, so this means negative. Negative 5 times 7 is negative 35. Negative 5 times y is negative 5y. Get the 0. Y times 7 is positive 7y. Y times y is y squared. Okay, so negative 35 plus 0 is negative 35. Negative 5y plus 7y is positive 2y. And then this is just y squared. Easy. Whoops. Doop-a-doo. Wow, I don't know what I did there. There we go. Okay. Now, you can see, well, maybe you can't. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm doing weird stuff here. Okay, so you can see that it's very similar to our original problem here. Okay? Now, I want you to practice one that's a lot like this. Okay? I want you to practice one that is very similar. Okay? Let's go with, and I'll leave this up as an example. Let's go with p plus 4 times p plus 9. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and try this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do this. You're going to check your work here. If you haven't finished, go ahead and pause the video and finish up. Okay, so we multiply this is 36. Multiply this is 9p. 0, multiply this is 4p. Multiply this is p squared. Then we add the columns. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. So this is positive 36. This is positive 13p. And this is positive p squared. Okay, good, good, good. Now, I'm going to have you practice a couple more. We're going to call it done. I want you to try v minus 11 times v plus 2. Actually, 3 more. I want you to try... I want you to try r plus 5 times r minus 5. And I want you to try t minus 6 quantity squared. Okay? So try each one of these right now, and then check your work in a sec. Okay? So pause the video. And we're back, and here are the answers. This one's pretty straightforward. Notice that r plus 5 times r minus 5. The middle two terms cancel out. Negative 5r plus 5r is 0, so we don't have to write that. R squared minus 25. It's actually called the difference, meaning minus, of two squares, r squared and 25. And then when you do a quantity squared of something, in this case, t minus 6, notice you have to write it twice. T minus 6 times t minus 6, and then multiply accordingly. So I hope you learned a thing or two, and we will see you next time. Toodles.